poser, a fake, and a fraud. I only recently started playing TF2. You could say, Weka, how dare you make a video about TF2? This is gonna come as a bit of a shock, but before I was an epic gamer and a rocket jumping goddess, I was but a lowly fangirl in the far corners of Tumblr in 2014 that saw a fan art of this man's face. And then I proceeded to go on a downward spiral that lasted not 10, but 11 years of my life. Do I regret it?
Maybe.
I don't regret it. I regret reading some of the things that I read. I mean, the things that I read were interesting. That's not the point, though. Today, I want to sing praises and get to the bottom of why this game is so beloved and has had the equivalent of the shelf life of canned ham from the 1960s.
Let's see what we got. Oh, wow. Okay. Call me crazy. That does not look half bad.
So, why do people love TF2? Let's find out. TF2 released in 2007, which I think is absolutely insane. I mean, this game came out when I could barely understand basic divisions and irregular verbs. I was 7. Ever since 2007, though, the game has undergone over 700 updates and continues to be backed mostly by its community today. It's not common to see a game that came out 17 years ago, fuck I'm old, still have a vibrant and loving community. What else came out that year? You got Modern Warfare? Great! Portal? Woo! Yeah! Monkey Mischief Party? Oh god, I love Monkey Mischief Party. And TF2 might not be Monkey Mischief Party time, but it offers a ton of stuff. Not only is it free, it also supports 12v12 matches and provides easy access to community servers, which keep the game interesting and spice it up. The gameplay is just, mwah, chef's kiss, is so good. Thanks in part to the loadout system, which allows for various playstyles within each class. Unlike bloated games like Overwatch, you're not restricted to one playstyle per character. Instead, the loadout system enables you to experiment and mix and match, and that's what makes it so fun. The game features iconic characters, a bomb soundtrack, and a distinctive art style that sticks in your memory and is long-lasting. Additionally, assets from TF2 are included in Gary's mod and SFM, which enable content creation with these characters, which keep the game kind of fresh relatively for people that have been longtime fans. And let's just skip past the part where the existence of Gary's mod and SFM gave birth to Skibidi Toilet. Let's just skip past that completely. The game, it's great, but it has one crucial flaw, and that is a lack of love. And no, I don't mean a lack of love from the community. I mean, you guys are amazing. I just can't understand how this game has survived as long as it has, even with the bot crisis and despite the complete neglect from the dev team and the creative teams. I mean, just look at how we've only gotten one update, and it was to fix a fucking broken texture on a fucking truck, and no fixes for the bots. I mean, every time you queue up for casual, you're met with spam bots that play the most obnoxious fucking music, sped up or down at 200% volume, and I'm just sick of it. At one point, we got this message that gave us hope that the bot problem would be a thing of the past, but alas, nothing really ever changed. Nothing has really been done to combat the bot crisis, and when there was a tiny little effort to do so, these fucking psychopaths found a way around it to make it even more annoying. It is so sad to see such an amazing community with such supportive people get the equivalent of fucking nothing when all they do is give and give and give. And there are just so many problems with the source material you are making content about. It is so disheartening. I mean, every time I play, I have the equivalent of a fucking aneurysm when I have to re-queue over and over just to find a clean lobby. I mean, the other day I was just playing the game and I saw in the chat a link to an OnlyFans. I mean, I'm not sure why you would choose to promote your OnlyFans in the TF2 chat, but whatever. That's an odd thought. What kind of content would it be? We're not gonna look into it. And the game has not only been neglected game-wise, but also story-wise. I mean, just the comics and animations alone brought in thousands of people. The comics are filled to the brim with such good character moments for all of these guys, and they are just dripping with personality. I absolutely adore these comics. I mean, I love them, and I wish there was more. The comics are what initially brought me into this silly, goofy, ridiculous fucking world. And the fact that the comics also have deep character moments in them only amplifies just how great they actually are. I mean, you write a comic that brings in people with its comedy, but when those serious moments hit, they hit so well, and they're wonderfully written, and they leave us with cliffhangers and character arcs that only drive this point further. Unfortunately, the comics haven't been updated since 2017. I mean, the last time a TF2 comic was updated, I was in high school, and I remember just leaving school and being so excited to read it. Fuck, I'm so fucking old. Holy shit. I'm sold. I mean, you have so much untapped potential right at your fingertips, Valve. Right at your fingertips. A community that at the drop of a hat is willing to give you so much. A hungry horde drooling and waiting for you to feed them. I mean, the creative community constantly puts out new cosmetic pitches in the Steam Workshop. And when Valve told creators to get to work with new assets and emotes, you bet it took them no less than 2 weeks. I mean, the outpouring of content that was being made when Valve actually asked the community for new stuff was insane. I've hardly ever seen such a neglected community act so insanely fast. The passion is there. Even any time that a YouTube video about anything remotely TF2 pops up, it's instantly praised and receives so much interaction. I think this is in part to the community wanting new content about something so nostalgic to them. I mean, can you believe that? I mean, you're waiting for this game to be changed, to be updated, to be upgraded, anything. And it isn't, so you turn to being creative. But I never thought you'd ask, but how did I get into TF2? I mean, well, how couldn't I? I got caught in this trap in 2014 myself, and I completely fell into the community. I read the comics, and boom, I was hooked. I mean, the Meet the Team videos sunk their claws into me. Expiration date only incremented the absolute bliss that these characters had given me. How can you do this to me? How can you give me these 9 goofy men and make them so lovable? They make me want to see more of them, consume more content. I want to see them do more, Val. Please give us more of them. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. I was just perusing the Tumblr TF2 tag. I'm sorry, but have we all forgotten about the existence of Tumblr? I hope you haven't, because the TF2 community has been active on Tumblr for years. Not only have they created an extremely active community that doesn't play the game, but they actively create new content every single day and share it on there. Even going as far as making TF2 zines and comics of their own at some points. And it has given this game a female demographic. You underestimate the importance of feminine charm on TF2, even though there's a lot of shipping content. I don't agree with most of the shipping that people do with the TF2 characters. I just don't see any of these men ever getting laid, but it really drives interaction. Not only that, but the community that has been built on sites like Tumblr, the art that's come out of it is amazing. You got DeviantArt and ArtStation also to contribute to that, and it's all great. Now, I could argue that the TF2 voice actors have also become fans of their own game because they're trying to hashtag save TF2. They've been collaborating with Shork and making their own content for years now. They are giving us what Valve is too afraid to do, and that's put their billions of dollars into making even more money. I mean, they're voicing over the comics, making up music, doing skits, and generally reinvigorating that part of TF2 that we have been missing. I promise you that this game with just a little marketing, a little love, could take off again. The game has such a talented community of artists, SFM filmmakers, writers, and dedicated creative fans. I mean, did you fucking watch Emesis Blue? If you haven't watched Emesis Blue, it's great. I mean, the first half is great, but it's amazing that somebody would take the time to make an entire feature film with these characters. And there's a burst of creativity from the little that we have received of lore. It's just incredible. Coupled with the fact that it's been so neglected for so long, and the last update and cinematic we really got was Jungle Inferno. So even though the community is great and everything, unfortunately its downside is an actually rather steep slope that drives new players away almost completely. And the lack of content from Valve's part does the job of burying the game under so many layers of dirt even further. I mean, there's been a bot crisis for years and I only heard of it externally at the beginning, but I can finally understand it now. I mean, it all makes sense now. It feels like we're being robbed of the opportunity to revive this game. I mean, really revive this game and relive it. Give it new events, update it, fix the bot crisis, not the missing textures on the fucking truck. I know it's harder than it seems, and that us as a community can make all the demands that we want, but it's harder than it really seems. I mean, getting rid of bots and forgetting about the source code leak is difficult. People are going to try to find new exploits for this game and new ways to annoy the community. I genuinely hope it's fixed one day, or updated even, or we get a TF3 Mega Max super big PP version of the game that holds same style and value as TF2 but made for the new age of gamers. But they're simply not interested in making new games anymore, which is such a shame. Because the games that they have made hold such a special place in our hearts, and I'm late to the party. There are just so many years that I could have dedicated to perfecting rocket jumping, but alas, I decided to do it now in 2024 on my streams. I wanted to get good, but unfortunately all I met with is bot-filled lobbies and absolute dog shit. Hashtag save TF2. Thank you guys for listening.